I hope you all are doing well. This video is slightly twofold, but is mainly going to focus on one of these topics. July is Fibroid Awareness Month, of which I have had my bouts with. I will do a separate video on fibroids because with that is going to come my whole journey, pregnancy with fibroids, how my cycles operate while having fibroids, different treatment options, and definitely the symptoms. So I'm going to do a whole separate video addressing that topic because it's just going to take its own its own you know um, area in time to actually go into depth on that. But another most important thing I want to talk about today, or not most important, but just as important, if not more important, is mental health. July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, there is a general mental health awareness month that covers everyone, but this one was a little special to me. And to be honest with you, I just found out that there was a national Minority Mental Health Awareness Month last month in June. I just found out about it, and I just have to bring awareness to this and bring it to the forefront and share it because mental health is extremely important. Because it takes precedence over everything else. It affects everything else. If your mind isn't right, nothing else is going to be right. But minorities in this society deal with even more pressures and mental health issues than the quote unquote majority. And it is because they are a minority. And then you have different minorities and different sects of those minorities that deal with even different issues, and they may have even more of mental health and mental illness challenges. Being Black in America, or African American, because I'm not just talking about people that come here that may be Black. African Americans have a different view and experience of this place. Okay, and of course there are different tiers and stuff like that, different classes and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter the class, the tier, the amount of money that African American has. We are all going to experience some type of racism or classism in this country. And that is why Minority Mental Health Awareness Month is so important. And it's important for us to address these issues because we have a lot of issues that have never been addressed. They've been swept under the rug, they've been ignored, and the society as a whole really gaslights African Americans, and it never really gave us the financial resources or the resources period to address our mental issues. And we do all have mental issues, because just because something didn't happen to you in your lifetime doesn't mean it doesn't affect you. Whatever affected your great grandparents and their parents and your parents affects you, even if you never even saw it. They have something called epigenetics, and things carry in your genes and your cells. All that stress, that trauma, everything will affect you. The stress, the trauma that your mother felt is going to affect you, believe it or not. So that's why it's important for us to get a grasp on it, to get help, and to get therapy. And it's something that we're going to have to seek out on our own. I am not ignoring the other minorities here. I know that there are LGBTQ. There is the woman minority aspect. There is the the Asian population, the Hispanic population, all of that. But I am speaking from the stance of a woman, and a Black woman at that. And mental health is very important to me because I see how badly our people struggle with certain things. And we just need to deal with it. We need to stop sweeping it under the rug and ignoring it, because it has affected and is still affecting our lives. And if we don't stop it in its tracks, it's going to affect our children and future generations as well. Hi, Azra, Christian, Anna. I hope you all are doing very well. And thank you for joining in on this live today. Today, I am talking a little bit about Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. And if you're like me, I didn't even know that it existed, but it's much needed because awareness does need to be brought to it. So, we have a high rate of suicide among Black men, and Black men, unfortunately, don't seek out help and therapy as they should. And it's much needed. They really do need it because they go through a lot in society as far as having to take care of a family, but being denied the opportunity in a lot of cases to do so. So that affects you mentally. Um, and just being felt made to feel like less of a man or less of a person, that affects you mentally. And then guess what? He goes home and he takes it out on his family, on his spouse. So then you have a family that's affected by a man who has his own set of mental issues. And so you see the trickle down effect, and how, if it affects one particular group, it's going to affect everybody and affect the whole family. All right. So hi, Esteban. Let's see. The wisdom came from our ancestors. Our elders have the intelligence, and it's up to our minority to make works of it. So great subject to bring up for these days. God bless you, and may your word be. Thank you so much, Esteban. May the Most High bless you as well. Thank you for joining the live today. Yeah, thank you for sharing it as well. I appreciate that. But if you all have any things you want to add about your journey, about what you're going through as far as mental health is concerned, and being a quote unquote minority in this country, let me know. I want to hear about it, because there's no way that you can absolutely get around it, because it flows from the top all the way to the bottom. I mean, you have the government that definitely holds a share of responsibilities in contributing to the mental status of minorities here, all the way down to the most broke and poorest of the majority. Because when you have people made to feel that they're better than someone else, even though they're not even in the same class, and you all can catch my drift. I'm trying not to go there with the race thing too much, but even people that are poor and don't have as much, and they're lower on the class, as long as they can feel like they're better than someone else, that makes them feel better about themselves, And so we have to deal with things from the top, from the richest of the rich, from in the government, all the way down to the poorest of the poor, and dealing with their BS and their racism as well. So it's just like all over, east, west, north, south. We deal with it from every corner, and that's why we have to stay grounded and make sure that we take care of ourselves on a mental level. It's very, very important. But yeah, that's all for today, and I want to thank you all for joining the live. If you come in after the fact, please leave your questions, comments, and concerns. Let me know what you think, your journeys. Do you know anyone who has suffered with mental illness that has come as a result of being a minority, such as racism or anything like that? And you all be blessed to take care of yourselves.